up here with me, I've got Los Angeles City Councilwoman Katy Yaroslavsky, Los Angeles City Councilwoman Traci Park, Los Angeles Police Department Captain Francis Boateng, who's the commanding officer for the Commercial Crimes Division. I've got the Los Angeles Police Department West LA Commanding Officer Captain Richard Gabaldon. I've got Los Angeles Sheriff's Department Detective Division Chief Joe Mendoza, California Highway Patrol Assistant Chief Joe Zizi, 7-Eleven franchisee owner for this particular 7-Eleven, Jawad Ursini. Also standing at the podium with me is Los Angeles Police Department West LA Detective Commanding Officer Lieutenant Armando Arenas, Los Angeles DA Bureau of Investigation investigators Lieutenant Yvette Ahumada and Sergeant C. Alex Ruella, and Hoon Chun, Director of Fraud and Corruption Prosecutions from my office. Small businesses, stores, and even big box retailers constitute the lifeblood of our communities. And the lifeblood of our communities have been under attack. And if they're under attack, we are all under attack. They've had to deal over the last several years with criminals who had the mistaken belief that you could come into a 7-Eleven, for instance, take whatever you want, leave, and nothing would happen. There would be no consequences to your actions. And not just in 7-Elevens, but in small businesses throughout this county, in restaurants throughout this county, in big box retailers, whether it's a Walmart, a Home Depot, a Target. We have seen over and over and over again criminals operate under that belief that there are no consequences for their actions. We are here today to explain to them the exact opposite. That if you want to go ahead and engage in theft in Los Angeles County, you will be held accountable. You will be arrested. You will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Behind me, what you see is a unified front, sending this message to these criminals, these would-be criminals, so that they understand that the warning shot has been given. And by warning shot, I mean exactly that. Our goal is not to fill our prisons with these thieves. If anything, that will be the failure of our efforts. Our goal is to deter these criminals from committing these crimes in the first place, thus saving a whole lot of victims. And when I say victims, I don't mean just the stores and the store owners. The quality of our life is degraded if you can't go ahead and own a store like a 7-Eleven, operate it honestly and prosperously, and believe that you have safety and law enforcement that will actually enforce the laws. So it's not just the store owner that suffers, but when these stores sometimes have to close down because they can no longer operate profitably because of the amount of crime that has gone on, we all suffer. That's over. That has stopped over the last several months. And part of the proof of the fact that this has stopped is that we were armed with an additional set of laws under Proposition 36 that made a statement to these criminals that if you are convicted 2 times for theft and you want to keep engaging in this theft, that third time will now be a felony, a Proposition 36 felony. And as a felony, no longer is it a slap on the wrist. No longer is it a cite and release. You will actually be booked, you will go downtown, you will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Is it working? Has Proposition 36 actually resulted in more felony arrests? The answer is yes. Since December 18th, we have had over 1,000 Proposition 36 felony arrests for thieves alone. And that message is starting to be sent loud and clear. Let me give you a couple examples of how this has actually played out in real cases. We have one individual who's been charged. His name is Corey Somerville. You will hear the LAPD describe this case in fuller detail in a moment. And when I talk about charges, I want to make clear what I'm saying. Charges themselves are not evidence. Everyone who is charged is presumed to be innocent until and unless proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in a court of law. But what I will be discussing are the charges that have been brought. So Corey Somerville basically terrorized this 7-Eleven. He came in the morning. He came in the afternoon. He took whatever he wanted, and the store owners were not going to engage in any type of steps to prevent him and stop him. They were relying on law enforcement, and law enforcement did not have the tools to go ahead and deal with the quarry Somerville before Proposition 36, and the prior district attorney's administration looked at it as a victimless crime. I don't view this as a victimless crime. The victims is not only the store owner of this 7-Eleven, who has bought this store, and by the way, a 7-Eleven is a franchise. As a franchise, it is owned by individuals and families. They have put their life savings to own these 7-Elevens. So when Mr. Somerville and others have come in and out of these 7-Elevens, grabbed whatever they want and did not pay for it, that is not an affront to a corporation, it's an affront to a family that owns these 7-Elevens. And what Mr. Somerville had done, and he has been charged with 12 felony counts of petty theft or shoplifting with 2 prior convictions. You will see that chart over there as an example of some of the pictures from the video surveillance in the 7-Eleven that has documented Mr. Somerville coming in day after day after day, taking whatever he wants, not paying for it, and believing he could get away with it. With Proposition 36 in place, with law enforcement doing its job, with the DA being a partner in law enforcement's efforts, Mr. Somerville has been arrested on these felonies. In addition, with Mr. Somerville, he also has been charged with robbery for using force against one of the 7-Eleven employees at the time he actually stole the property. But again, this is just one example. I'll give you 2 other examples of Proposition 36 cases that have been brought in the last several months. Jeffrey Majors has been charged with a felony count under Proposition 36 for stealing from a Nordstrom's rack in North Hollywood. He has 5 prior felony theft convictions, including a prior first-degree residential burglary felony conviction. Fared Yaksian has been charged with 1 felony count of Proposition 36 theft, with having 2 priors. In fact, he didn't just have 2 prior felony convictions, he has 5 prior felony convictions that include grand theft from stores in Los Angeles, San Bernardino, and Ventura counties. He's been accused of stealing items from a Macy's in Sherman Oaks back in January. And as you've heard before, it's not just the petty theft that we have been focused on, it's also the organized retail theft. And the Los Angeles District Attorney has partnered with the Sheriff's Department, with the LAPD, and the California Highway Patrol, and other local law enforcement agencies to go after. Several of these prosecutions that have been brought in the several months, I'll give you a couple of examples. We have charged Alexandro Mojico and Herstel Inati with 28 felony counts, including organized retail theft, based on their operation to steal and sell circuit breakers and other electrical items from home improvement stores like Home Depot and Lowe's. These items are valued at $42,000. Their operations span the cities in Los Angeles County, including Lakewood, Pomona, City of Industry, Burbank, Alhambra, Paramount, Long Beach, Los Angeles, Cerritos, West Hills, Inglewood, and Gardena. Another example is Jose Victor, along with Maria Muniz Zaragoza and Christian Zaragoza. They have been charged with felony organized retail theft based on the stolen property and the stolen business that they operated. They operated actually a fencing operation. Because remember, when these organized retail thieves go ahead and steal these goods, they're not stealing them to use them. They're not stealing purses to use the purse. They're not stealing jewelry to wear the jewelry. They're not stealing clothing to wear the clothing. They are stealing it to turn it into money, which means they need a fencing operation. We're going after those fencing operations. That last case is an example of a fencing operation we found in the city of Southgate. The items that they were suspected were actually stolen from retail stores including Nike, Navy Exchange, Procter & Gamble, CVS, Nordstrom's, and Target. The total amount of losses from those thefts exceed $1 million. We have many, many other examples of how this is playing out. Now today, we also, in addition to hearing from our elected leaders in law enforcement and a 7-Eleven franchisee owner, we're going to announce one more thing. And in many ways, you might think to yourself that we can announce something with the most highest technology possible, but we're going to go in the opposite direction. A low-tech idea that we hope will send the message to thieves that if you want to go ahead and steal in this county, you will be prosecuted. I actually got this idea from the Sacramento District Attorney, Tien Ho. And Tien Ho up in Sacramento came up with an idea that if you actually give out window stickers that can be put on small businesses, and you basically send a warning to those thieves that this business is now a protected business, and if you go ahead and steal, you actually get prosecuted. He gave out over 2,000 of these window stickers, and it is making a difference in Sacramento. So, since copying is the highest form of flattery, I decided to flatter District Attorney Ho up in Sacramento, and we have come up with our sticker here in Los Angeles. This is the warning sticker here. It's shown right on this billboard as well. And what this warning sticker says, very simply, is warning, this is a protected business. Thieves will be prosecuted by the Retail Theft Task Force. And if you have more information, go ahead and use the QR code to get information about that task force and to report the crime. We're going to be giving out over 10,000 of these stickers to retail businesses across the county. And if anyone's hearing this and wants one of these stickers, please contact your local law enforcement. They will have these stickers starting this Friday. Because again, the message is a message of deterrence. Criminals out there, if you're listening, don't commit these crimes. Because if you do commit these crimes, we are absolutely coming after you. Now I want to turn to LA City Councilwoman Katy Yaroslavsky for comments.
Good morning. My name's Katy Yaroslavsky. I represent this part of Los Angeles. I live just a couple blocks away. This is my kids' 7-Eleven where they come for snacks, sometimes after school. And it's a part of our life, like so many other families who live in the neighborhood. While this press conference isn't only about one incident or one 7-Eleven, it is about something in this neighborhood and across the city folks are feeling every day, which is the impact of repeated retail theft, especially when it turns violent. When a store like this one is repeatedly targeted or a theft turns violent, it does more than hurt the business, which it absolutely does. It also makes one wonder whether it's safe to send your kids in or to go in for a cup of coffee. It makes you worry that someone could get caught in the middle of a bad situation, and it makes you feel like no one is in charge. That sense of lawlessness has been real, and I want to thank the DA and the police department for their partnership and leadership in starting to turn the tide on that. Because without a sense of lawfulness, that's when trust breaks down. I very much appreciate the DA using the tools voters gave him under Prop 36. When there's a clear pattern of harm, people expect action. Accountability has to mean something. At the same time, public safety is about more than prosecutions, as the DA mentioned. It's about making sure LAPD has the resources to respond quickly when crime happens, and the support at the department to actually solve crimes and stop repeat offenders. Last year, my office allocated a couple $100,000 in police overtime funding, which allows for more patrols and visibility and proactive operations targeting burglary crews and repeat offenders. We're going to do it again this year. I've also been very focused in my new role as the chair of the city's Budget and Finance Committee on restoring as many of the proposed cuts on the civilian side to LAPD as possible in the mayor's proposed budget. These are our men and women who help our officers solve crime by doing the rape testing kits and fingerprinting analysis and photographers at crime scenes. These are all critical to the core work of our police force. They cannot do this work without these highly specialized civilians. It's also about, public safety is also about better lighting and cleaner streets and stronger follow through on things like nuisance properties. These are the smallish things that add up to big changes in terms of how people feel about their environment and general safety overall. But most importantly, it's about showing up and listening and making sure people know their government's working for them on every block and every neighborhood. I was honored to join DA Hochman and the city attorney last night with the police department for a public safety conversation across communities in my district. And those conversations are really important because we hear things that we don't otherwise get. So that's why I'm here. I'm not just here as a council member, but as a concerned parent and mom and community member, like so many of you. I care deeply about this city, and I'm grateful for what feels like a return to a sense of lawfulness and order and consequences. So thank you very much for the opportunity to be here.
Thank you very much. Now we're going to hear from Los Angeles City Councilwoman Traci Park.
Thank you, Mr. Hochman, for your leadership and for scheduling this today, and Councilwoman Yaroslavsky for being here and your commitment and partnership to these issues, as well as all of our partners across law enforcement agency who serve Los Angeles on the front lines every day. There really is no question here about what our message is today. Enough is enough. Retail theft has been completely out of control. Small business owners are fed up. Shoppers and workers don't feel safe. Families across Los Angeles are watching prices rise as a result of theft, while criminals have for far too long walked out the door with little or no consequences. This isn't, as some people would describe, just petty crime. These are group thefts, smash and grabs, daylight raids on stores, big and small. These crimes are damaging property and putting people at risk of serious harm. And for every video that goes viral, there are dozens of incidents that don't make the news, but leave real scars behind. Voters have made their voices clear. Thanks to the voters who passed Prop 36 and recently elected our new district attorney, and thanks to his leadership, we are restoring accountability in our justice system. The days of repeat offenders facing no real consequences are over, and Los Angeles is sending a message. If you steal, this district attorney will in fact prosecute you. Public safety, though, isn't just about policing. It's about fairness, it's about consistency, and it's about protecting the public. When we allow theft to slide, we erode confidence in our laws. When we don't hold offenders accountable, we show people that our system is broken. And that's why this task force is such an important part of the solution. 10,000 storefront stickers are more than just a warning. They're a declaration. They are the first step in changing a culture that has allowed the lawlessness to go rampant on the streets in Los Angeles. And for those who say that holding criminals accountable is unfair, I want to be very clear about who we care about. We care about the immigrant families running these businesses. We care about the clerks working the late shifts. We care about the neighbors who deserve to live in safe communities again. But we should also be clear, this is not going to be an overnight solution. It took time to get us here, and it is going to take time to fix this. But we are on the right path and working together, enforcing the law and pushing back against dangerous ideology. One that said theft isn't a big deal is what it's going to take to fix the problems in LA. So again, I want to thank DA Hochman, LAPD, 7-Eleven, and all of our public safety partners here today. Let's keep fighting for a safer, more fair Los Angeles. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And now I'd like to call up Los Angeles Police Department West LA Commanding Officer Richard Gabaldon to speak about Corey Somerville's case here in this 7-Eleven behind me.
Good morning. I'm Captain Richard Gabaldon. I'm the Commanding Officer of West Los Angeles Division. Today I want to update the public on an important case involving chronic retail theft and the LAPD's broader efforts to combat organized retail crime in the city. The LAPD takes these crimes very seriously, not only because of the financial toll on local businesses, but because of the repeated trauma it causes for employees and the community. Today we're going to discuss a little bit about the Corey Somerville case. Corey Somerville is a repeat offender who's been targeting the 7-Eleven behind me since May of 2022. Over this period, 21 crime reports have been made listing him as a suspect. Of those, we've had 12 crime reports since January 21st, 2025, when Proposition 36 went into effect. 4 employees from the 7-Eleven behind me have resigned out of fear of continued encounters with Mr. Somerville. Somerville will routinely enter the store. He'd steal food and drinks, sometimes multiple times in a single day. The value of this property ranged from $2 to $100 per incident. On June 9, 2024, he violently assaulted a store employee after being asked to pay for these items. This incident was caught on surveillance video. Our senior lead officer for this immediate area, Pete Ojeda, led a coordinated effort with our 7-Eleven employees to streamline reporting and collect evidence of Somerville's crimes. 3 dedicated retail task force featuring both uniform and undercover officers led to his arrest on 2 different occasions. Our West LA detectives also built strong investigations to present to the district attorney's office for filing. With the evidence gathered, our LA district attorney has filed 12 felony charges of petty theft with a prior and 1 count of robbery for the 2024 assault. That assault had gone unreported at the time out of the employee's fear, but we commend the victim for ultimately coming forward. Now, prior to Prop 36, repeat offenders like Somerville were often released and reoffending within days, sometimes hours, undermining the community and safety and public confidence. Thanks to the changes in law, we're now able to hold serial offenders much more accountable. I would like to turn it over to Captain Boateng, the Commanding Officer of Commercial Crimes Division, who will speak on our Organized Retail Crime Task Force in the LAPD.
Good morning, Francis Boateng. I'm the Commanding Officer at the Commercial Crimes Division, the LAPD. I want to start off by thanking our DA for his refocus and his commitment to organized retail theft. We started the organized retail theft at the LAPD in August of 2023, and the DA has been very committed. He's given us a specific DA where we take all our cases. Last year we took 163 cases. He filed each single case. This year we've taken about 31 or 32 cases. He has filed each case that we've presented also. So I really want to appreciate the commitment and the dedication to organized retail theft. Again, the community and the businesses, we want people to come to these stores and feel safe when they come here to buy stuff and shop at these locations. So, and I also want to acknowledge our sheriff partners and the CHP partners who also have an organized retail theft task force, and we work in connection with them, in collaboration with them all the time. And so again, this is a warning to all the criminals out there that if you come to these stores and you think you're going to come here and commit crime, we are going to arrest you, we are going to present a good case to the DA, and you will go to jail for that. I'm going to pass on the mic to the Chief Mendoza from the sheriffs now.
Well, good morning. I just want to thank everyone here as a community for bringing attention to this very important issue. I want to thank the media for just reporting on this, because I think it's a multi-layered approach that is going to lead us to having successful outcomes. I want to thank the District Attorney's Office, DA Hochman, all our community partners, our leadership, the CHP, who is our partner in this endeavor, along with the Los Angeles Police Department. Without everyone working together, we could not do this very important work. Retail thefts are not a victimless crime. It affects jobs, small businesses' ability to survive, and community safety. In September of 2023, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department formed the Organized Retail Crime Task Force. Since its inception in a year and a half, we have made over 1,100 arrests and recovered over $38.5 million worth of stolen property. With this task force and the enhancements available as a result of Prop 36, the LASD and the LA District Attorney's Office are sending a clear message. Theft will not be tolerated. We are united in our response, and those choosing to steal will be held accountable. To highlight one case recently where we've had arrests, charges, and enhancements, in individuals, Crystal Harris, Kai Sambridge, they were responsible for over $70,000 worth of thefts at an Ulta retail store in 4 different incidents. After these incidents, they would then take it over to an individual named Norma Rodas, who would then turn around and sell this at 2 retail fencing locations in downtown Los Angeles. We were able to charge them. We were able to recover over $700,000 in stolen merchandise from those 2 retail locations. While Prop 36 allows for enhanced penalties for these 3 suspects, it also allows law enforcement to focus resources to target the most harmful criminal networks without over penalizing low-level offenders. Lastly, the most important element to disrupting criminal networks is for the public to report retail thefts and where these stolen goods are being sold. If anyone has information, please contact your local law enforcement agency. All of our organized retail crime task forces are ready to investigate these crimes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now I'd like to introduce California Highway Patrol Assistant Chief Joe Zisi.
Good morning. I'd like to start by thanking the Honorable District Attorney. In your packet is a case related to the California Highway Patrol. You're probably thinking, why are we here? We are the statewide police agency, so cover many jurisdictional boundaries. Again, in your packet is a case that we recently completed, and the DA filed charges on suspects stealing from home improvement warehouses. So we're available after that. I'd love to thank my partners behind me that are great folks and partners in combating organized retail crime. The California Highway Patrol Organized Retail Crime Task Force was created in 2019. It is a statewide task force encompassing many teams across the state. Our first mission is to combat organized retail crime across the state, and second, to share resources, equipment, and intelligence with our local partners. The organized retail crime threatens California individuals, threatens businesses, and is not a victimless crime. The CHP will continue to identify and dismantle these organizations and work collectively with law enforcement agencies to bring them to justice. Since its inception in 2019, our task force has conducted over 3,700 investigations, arrested 4,300 individuals, and has taken back 1.3 million items valued at over $53 million. So the California Highway Patrol, we are concerned with the safety, service, and security of the residents of California. Thank you.
And thank you very much for law enforcement. I think you've heard that whether it's the Los Angeles Police Department, the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department, or the California Highway Patrol, or all the numerous law enforcement agencies that are out there as part of these task forces, that they are going to be looking and actually doing the hard work of the arrest, following up on every tip that they get to make sure that anyone who wants to go ahead and steal from stores far and wide will get arrested and then given to the district attorney's office to prosecute. Now I'd like to introduce the franchisee owner of this particular 7-Eleven behind me, Jawad Ursini.
Thank you. Good morning. And I mean, what a good morning. My name is Jawad Ursini, and I'm a small business owner. I have operated this 7-Eleven store for over 25 years. And I've been part of this community ever since, and I am proud of my community, and I want to protect it. Thank you all for being here today, especially District Attorney Nathan Hochman. It means a lot that he and the law enforcement communities are here today. I am also grateful for LAPD Chief Jim McDonald, who could not be here today, who has also taken a stand on crime. We supported Mr. Hochman because he listened to us. He stood with small business owners before the election. And now he's taking the steps to deliver to his promise. This is what the voters wanted. They wanted Prop 36 to pass and elect Nathan Hochman. Stronger responses to repeated crime and more protection for the communities. When people speak and leaders listen, progress is possible. Communities have been targeted repeatedly by shoplifters, not one-time offenders, but the same individuals coming back over and over, knowing that there were no real consequences. My store was targeted not once, but twice by a smash and grab of about over 50 teenagers and a repeat shoplifter who is now detained and will be held accountable by this DA's office as we speak. This is something that Prop 47 and the previous DA could not do. Each incident costs us in stolen goods, broken equipment, staff morale, and personal safety. We've had to spend thousands of dollars on protection, money that could have gone towards inventory and community investments. This isn't just about theft. It's about the fear and instability it brings to everyone who depends on this store and our entire community. Small businesses are the heart of our communities, providing essential services and jobs. Many of us, Prop 36 was about protecting not only just our storefronts, but protecting the communities we've built and serve every day. Just a few months into the implementation, we're already seeing difference that Prop 36 is making. The DA's office has been proactive. Law enforcement is showing up for small businesses, and they can't do it alone. Law enforcement and counties across the state need funding, staffing, and resources to make Prop 36 the way voters intended. That means funding every part of the law, not just enforcement. Law enforcement is stepping up, and we're hopeful Sacramento will do the same. We stood behind DA Hochman and Prop 36 because we believe California could do better. Let's keep going and make sure Prop 36 gets the support it needs to work for every business and community across California. In closing, I want to say thanks to a few folks. Without them, I would not be standing here to support Prop 36 and District Attorney Hochman. First and foremost, I want to thank Nick Buller, Suki Sandhu, and all the franchisees across the nation who helped with Prop 36. I'd also like to thank Joe, Doug, Art, Randy, Sembe, and Kia, along with the rest of the 7-Eleven leadership team for all their support. And once again, thank you, District Attorney Nathan Hochman, the LAPD, Traci, and all the community leaders, because this means a lot to me, to my fellow franchisees, and all the small business owners across Los Angeles. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ursini. Mr. Ursini and his fellow 7-Eleven franchisee owners and small business owners and even large business owners across this county have been on the front lines essentially trying to fight crime on their own. They no longer will be. Law enforcement will be there in full partnership. The DA's office will be there in full partnership. And thank you for being on the front lines, but now help is absolutely on the way.